What's good, my people? What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm that boy they call Big Tone. What's good with it? Thank you for listening to this episode of the Chronic OGs podcast. I'm that boy they call Big Tone, one half of the Chronic OGs. Shout out to my brother, Smitty. Shout out to Smitty. But this is a political episode, and as you guys know, he don't mess with it. So I was going to get on here the other day and go over some talking points towards what's happening in Venezuela compared to what was attempted on January 6th. And then I decided to wait until the debate, and I'm glad I did. And here's why. I'll get into the debate in a minute, but stay with me. So the other day, a couple weeks ago, the incumbent president of Venezuela lost the election, right? Lied about the results and would not post the real results. Put out a warrant for the person who actually won all reports say that the opposition actually won the election by a long shot. But this strong man, autocrat, decided to put out a arrest warrant for the guy who actually won the election. So that guy packed up his family and fled to Spain. So he got the guy out of the country. He's going to arrest him. This dude has arrested over 2,000 people for opposing his actions and cheating and stealing, not trying to steal, the election and shitting on the will of his people. That sound familiar? This dictatorship shit. That sound familiar? So over the past week, prior to the debate, Trump said he gonna pardon the J6 convicted people, convicted quote unquote hostages. He gonna pardon them. So throwing shit in the face of the DOJ. It's gonna prosecute and imprison all his political people that opposed him that he said were cheating. That sounds familiar? You can't just say I'm gonna lock somebody up just because you're the fucking president. This ain't a dictatorship, homie. That word's funny. Then he said the DOJ, led by Biden, is trying to put him in jail. The president's son just pleaded guilty to some shit. The president's son was convicted on some shit while his dad was the president. And you really think he coming after you? Shut your dumb ass up, bro. But he said Biden and Harris imported murderers, rapists, and child predators from all over the world to come to this country. He gonna eliminate the Department of Education. Admitted to losing by a whisker. And I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Go look at Evander Holyfield's ear. I'm dead serious right now. Go look at Evander Holyfield's ear. And it got Mike Tyson bit it. This nigga got shot in the ear with a .223 high-powered rifle, supposedly. And his ear's fully intact. And it ain't even 3 months. You notice how they don't even talk about that shit no more? Think about it. If it was a real live assassination attempt, we'd still be talking about that shit. Still, it's gone. Just because the guy gone, they got rid of him, it's gone. Bro, this dude's ear is in full tact. The bullet he got shot with is this supposedly got shot with is this fucking long. I don't give a fuck what it ricocheted off of. If it was powerful enough to fly through the air, You're not going to have a Band-Aid on your shit 2 days later, and 3 days later or 5 days later, it's fully healed like it never, like nothing ever happened to it. Please go back and look at his ear. I'm not trying to be funny, but go back and look at his ear. The fakest shit I've ever seen in my life. And either the media knows about it and don't want to say anything, or somebody in the media too scared to say, hey, I might lose my fucking job, but wait a motherfucking minute. This nigga got these two big ass ears over there like nothing never happened. Like nothing never happened. So, I don't believe this shit. I don't believe this shit. That nigga ain't no more get shot in the ear than I did. So let's get to the the highly anticipated debate. That debate was like Michael Jordan and the Bulls about to play the Washington Wizards in like 88. No, like 90, 91. When they had the Wizards, I think. I think they still may have been the Bullets. They had Calbert Chaney, Tracy Murray, Rod Strickland. And Michael and the Bulls would come to town. And it'd be a good game. But halfway through the second quarter, you knew who was gonna win the fucking game. Yeah, you may hit a couple jumpers, or Rod Strickland may hit you with the boom bop bop, ooh woo woo blah blah blah. Right? Chris Webber or Rashid, yes indeed, yeah, Rashid or Juwan Howard, one of them motherfuckers come down and get it done. In the end, Mike got like 38, 7, and 5, 2 steals. They win by 11. Well, as I sit here and I think about it, that scenario is actually wrong. This shit was watching the 2017 and 2018 Golden State Warriors play against everybody. That's when they had KD. Play against everybody in the early rounds. That's when they had KD. And the rest of these, Steph, Clay, Draymond. You knew what was going to happen. Halfway through the first quarter, it's a good game. Halfway through the first section of the debate, you could tell Vice President Harris was nervous. So the first time on that stage for something so important. And I got to admit, I was nervous as shit. Especially after the first 10, 12 minutes, I was like, oh, damn. Baby girl ain't got the goods. And then she commenced to tearing his ass completely out of the frame. This motherfucker started talking about people eating cats and dogs and everything is always the worst this country's ever seen. This country's a bit. This country's so bad. This country is this. Things at 50, 60, 70%. Look at gas price. And nothing would have happened the way it happened if he were president. None of it. At least according to him. Said he did fine. Go back and look at it. He said he did fine or well, or paraphrasing, when COVID came up. Man, you know how many people died, bro? Because you fucked up? Because you didn't want to do your job? Because you didn't have the right people in place to do their job? Because even when you put the right people in place, you went behind the scenes and undermining them? I.e. Dr. Fauci? You know how many people died as a result of your ass when it come to COVID, and you think you talking about you did just fine in COVID? Really? Like, you neglected this shit for 6, 7 months. But had you been doing your job as the president of the United States to protect the citizens that you work for, instead, you told us all to go get some goddamn Clorox or Fabioso or Mr. Clean or something and drink it, and it's going to clear out the bodies, or it's just going to go away with air. It's just going to go away around April when it start getting warm and all this other shit. And then you started this conspiracy with the whole vaccine. And it's funny, people would take a pain pill in a fucking heartbeat. Man, I got a headache. Let me get that Tylenol. Do you know everything that's in Tylenol? Do you know everything that's in that medication your doctor gave you? Nope. A lot of y'all taking them fucking shots, Ozempic and Mounjaro and all that other shit, and that's cool. Y'all see how fast they came up with that shit? So if you're one of those that rushed to that shit, but didn't rush to take the vaccine, you low-key a hypocrite. Because the vaccine was actually for not just for you, but it was for you and the people around you. Nah, you ain't want that. But you damn sure took that shot for that motherfucking Mounjaro. Or that Wegovy. Oh, Ozempic. Oh, you damn sure put that shit in there fast. But you couldn't do the vaccine. Because of the anti-vaxxers and the ones that said that the pandemic was a hoax. So another point I want to make about the debate was when they were talking about January 6th and the bronze idiot said, I don't know. I wasn't in charge of security. See, that goes to show you ain't never served anyone but yourself. Because you are in charge of security. You're in charge of security of the whole fucking nation. You are in charge of security. You're in charge of making sure that no one goes in that you do everything in your power for people going in that goddamn Capitol and shitting on Nancy Pelosi's desk. You are in charge of security. You're in charge of security because it was up to you. You're the reason they were there. You are in charge of security. You damn sure was in charge of security when you made them people take that damn picture and you moved all them people out of the way with tear gas. You ordered that. You are in charge of security. Yes, you are. You're in charge of security of all this shit. Even Puerto Rico. Did you talk to the president of Puerto Rico again? Dumbass. So, think about that. He's so oblivious to exactly what the president is supposed to be doing. That's what he said. In a national debate. And he got away with it. At least he's going to get away with it from the right. We're eating dogs and cats and shit. That's what you're going to say in a national debate. So, when it was time for you to name drop the people you close with or the world leaders you close with, you bring up Viktor Orban, autocrat and hungry. That's who you brought up. Orban, bro, you couldn't say anybody that maybe was not a dictator or autocrat. You have a very good relation with Kim Jong-un. You have a very good relation with Viktor Orban. You have a very good relationship with who's the other one? Vladimir Putin can. I guess you got a relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu. My man in Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, ain't no, as far as I know, ain't no autocrat or dictator. Maybe he trying to be. But I know one of them other ones trying to be for sure. He trying to be here. He trying to take the Constitution and take it out of his glass case and wipe his fat white ass with it. His fat pale ass. That's what he trying to do. And for y'all females out there, especially black females, on that bullshit, talking about she ain't really black and blah, 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 and all this other shit. Stop with the bullshit. This shit is serious right now. Stop with the bullshit. Ain't nobody questioning your blackness. Ain't nobody questioning your fakeness. What, you mad because her hair is real? You mad because she married a white dude? Maybe that's on us. Maybe the brothers she used to fuck with didn't do what they were supposed to do, so she hopped on the other side of the fence and found what she was looking for. I ain't mad at her. This happiness shit is hard to come by. This companionship shit is hard to come by. So when you find one that's the right one, keep one. I ain't mad at her for that shit. Every now and then when I see her, she got on fucking Chucks on. If you go back and really look at the shit she did in California, and everybody was trying to say she was locking all them black people up in California, and that wasn't the fucking case. And she was the one with these fucking get back on track programs so that people, instead of doing a bunch of time for petty crimes, get their ass back in school so they can be productive. She did that. She ain't fucking perfect. Y'all want to keep talking about the border, immigration. There was a bill ready to be signed. President Joe Biden was going to sign a motherfucker. And it was led by one of the most staunch Republicans in the Senate. Until the bronze idiot called up to old punk ass Mike Johnson and told him not to bring it to the floor to even vote on it, because he ain't want Uncle Joe to have that win. But if he does, if Donald Trump win, he gonna try to sign the same fucking bill. No changes to it. That's putting the country first. So there's a problem, you identified it. But you ain't gonna do nothing about it because you ain't the fucking president. That's what we're doing right now. So just like you said, you could have got them hostages out. Well, why didn't you? Because you wasn't the president. That's putting your country and your fellow man first. You couldn't have did shit. She was right exactly what she said. You wouldn't have did shit. Just like Floyd Mayweather told Larry Merchant. You wouldn't have did shit. If I was there, it wouldn't have happened. If I was there, there'd be no war. What would you have done, bro? Besides, like she said, give up on Ukraine completely. Because you and Vladimir Putin can doing the Meek Mill Diddy. So no wonder he would have did what you asked. Because you'd have gave up all the shit, just like she said. Putin to eat your ass for lunch. You ain't shit, bro. I can't believe the fact that people think you so fucking special, Donald J. Trump. You ain't shit, man. I don't care if she's black or white. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care which one she picked. Blah, blah, blah. Well, why you bring it up? At at the Black Journalists Convention. You brought it up right there. Why'd you do that? If you ain't give a shit. You care. You care to the point that where you know you got your ass busted last night. And if there's anybody that believes that anybody else but Vice President Harris won that debate, you was watching that shit with Stevie Wonder's eyes. And you turned the sound down. The only relevant thing he said was you had at the end of his closing statements, you had 3 years, 3.5 years to do it. So what policies did Mike Pence implement? Anybody know what policies that Joe Biden implemented for 8 years he was in vice president? Since y'all so fucking worried about it now. What about Dick Cheney? He served 8 years. What policies did he implement? No, disagree with or not, they ride with the president. That's their fucking job. Unless the president is way offline, like Donald Trump has been multiple times, and Mike Pence got to talk him off the fucking ledge. So why can't she be a little different now that she is like, it's just like with coaching. You sitting in that first assistant chair. It's a lot different when it's time to sit in that head coaching seat. It's a lot fucking different. I've been in both and been successful at both. It's a lot fucking different. So don't act like it's just the same when you're the president or the vice president. Now everything is the Harris administration, the Harris administration, the Harris administration. She ain't got no fucking administration. Not yet. That is the Biden administration. And no, she shouldn't run away from it. But it's good for her to have her own shit that she think of her own ideology too. Don't have to be exactly what her boss thinks. I would want someone like that. I don't want nobody that I can just make decisions and that motherfucker will just go with it all the time. We didn't even fucking see Mike Pence when Donald Trump was president. Only time we saw that motherfucker was running down them steps when them insurrectionists was coming through them fucking halls. And the Secret Service people was calling their family saying, hey, this may be the last time I talk to you. But he gonna pardon those dudes, those people, so to speak. But he won't put other people in jail just because they opposed him. Or they did their job as a state attorney or federal attorney. Nobody has been granted the shit this dude has been granted. He's supposed to be under the jail right now. His sentencing got delayed twice. He got 34 convictions, felony convictions. He got 3 or 4 federal indictments. He done paid $90 million in boom boom money. He done got caught paying off a porn star so we wouldn't find out about the shit after the grab by the pussy it just came out. He's been impeached twice. He's had his own vice president say, nah, I'm not fucking with him. Over 90% of his cabinet has said, nah, I'm not fucking with him and I don't want to endorse him. He faked an assassination attempt. That's obvious if you look at the fact that look at his ear. There's no doctor report, no physician report, no hospital report, none of that shit has shown up since that guy fired the gun up in the air and Donald Trump took a pack of ketchup like he was Ric Flair back in the day and popped it on his ear and the blood came out. His ear's fully intact. Fully in fucking intact. And the day after the debate, there's still a question. Like what is his policies? What policies did he run through last night? Yeah, she wasn't super descriptive, but what policies did he go through last night? Only thing he said, everything was going to be, it's going to be bigger and better than it was. It's going to be bigger and better than it was. It's going to be. Did y'all see the debacle on the healthcare situation? Obamacare? So check this out. He's been trying to repeal and replace Obamacare since 2015, right? So you got the election cycle 2015, 2016. The election comes, Obama's gone in January 2017. So now you're working on your third year preparing to be president, right? And then you're president for 4 years. So it's 7, right? And then you have the new election cycle, which is this one. He started campaigning earlier this year. Everybody knew he was the presumptive nominee. So he's actually been campaigning for a while. Longer than we want to admit. And last night, he can only tell us that he had concepts of a healthcare plan. After 9, 10, 11 years, you can't go over a brief overview of if you repealed the Affordable Care Act, what you replace it with, and why, and how. If you can't be prepared after 8, 9 fucking years, we got a problem. So you was cool with repealing Obamacare and all these people going off for health care, not having any health care, while you try to find something new. But you putting the people first. Putting the people first is saying, you know what? Obamacare saved our ass, but it's not good. It's not the way it's supposed to be, so we need to expand on it. Now you want to get rid of it because it was the first black president who finally figured out a way to do health care in the U.S. So you want to get rid of it, but you don't have nothing to replace it with. Tell that to Miss Betty down the street. Tell that to my mom, who's a breast cancer survivor. Tell that to the millions, as you would say, millions. Tell that to the millions of fucking people you was going to say, hey, you know what? I care more about getting rid of this shit that this nigga did more than I do about your health. So we're going to get rid of Obamacare. And then when I find something else, I'll let you know. While he get free health care for the rest of his life. Like Vice President Harris said, in his rallies, the one thing he's never talking about is you. To my colleague, my close colleague, friend, that is a Trump supporter, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, bro, you know who I'm talking about. That motherfucker ain't talking about you. Are you telling me I'm wrong about the shit I post or the shit I say? When has Donald Trump said, I want to do this because it's better for the people? Kamala Harris hit the nail right on the head yesterday. She's only had one fucking client. I'm Kamala Harris. For the motherfucking people. Half the clients you done ripped off. And because you can get people to come together, all this uniting you doing in the MAGA party, if you was doing the right thing, not talking about a black or white thing, you seem to have the ability to unite. Should be uniting everybody. Yet still, you don't want to fuck with nobody unless they licking your boots or got on a red MAGA hat. That ain't America, homie. That ain't America. And trust me, America has its faults. Trust what I tell you, I love my country. Served for my country and everything. But we have our faults. And we had our faults 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago. We're not perfect. No country's perfect. But we have the ability to be as close to perfect as possible. And one of the things we have to do in order to do that, we have to elect Vice President Kamala Harris as the 47th President of the United States of America. And we need to make history because we need to put the first woman and / woman of color in that White House. Give her a shot. Give her a shot. Trump had his shot. COVID-19, they go his shot. Because if not for COVID-19, we would be talking about this fucking inflation, which is getting close to 2.5%. Soft landing by Uncle Joe. Good job, Uncle Joe. Gas prices where I'm at is down like $2.70 something. Although, don't have shit to do with the president, Uncle Joe. They tried to blame it on you, Uncle Joe, when it was above $3, $3.50. So now it's damn near $2.60, $2.70 where I'm at. Thanks, Uncle Joe. Appreciate you, my boy. Interest rates get ready to go down. The Fed get ready to drop interest rates. Somebody said that wasn't going to happen. Thank you, Uncle Joe. I don't know if you got anything to do with that or not. But they tried to blame you for it. So I'm going to give you credit when it's going right. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to give credit to the Harris administration. She ain't got no motherfucking administration, and we're administrating her. Stop trying to blame shit on people. Stop with the bullshit. So you talked about the Afghanistan withdrawal. You ain't think nobody knew that you had that backdoor deal with the Taliban to let them 5,000 Taliban go? You ain't think nobody knew about that? The government, they know. Look, man, all jokes aside, I think, so I'm 53 years old, and as far as I can remember, this is the most crucial and important election of my lifetime. Even more than putting B.O. in the White House in 2008. This is much more important than that. Because had John McCain won, or had Mitt Romney won, it'd still be a sense of sanity in the White House. Maybe having a bunch of policies that we don't like, but it's not chaos. It's not some bullshit every fucking day. It's not him writing on the goddamn tornado map with a Sharpie because it didn't say what they wanted to say. It ain't these ridiculous ass press conference, daily press conferences that they come out and just praise Donald Trump. It wouldn't have been none of that. Yesterday he said he saved Obamacare. That's a lie. John McCain saved. Damn, I said John McCain. That's my man, Bruce. Shout out Bruce Willis from Die Hard. John McCain saved it with the bop. And he tried to lie about that. When he was pissed off at John McCain for hitting him with the bop, then he started talking shit about him, although he was sick. What John McCain said is, hey, I don't particularly agree with Obamacare, but it's the best we have right now, so let's keep it. Let's keep these people insured while we find another way. No. You want to get rid of these people. Fuck this. Get rid of it. Now find something new. That's what you want to do. And it's been 10, 12 years and you ain't found shit yet. You ain't uttered the remnants of a healthcare plan. He had 9 years, people. And last night he couldn't answer the question. 9 fucking years. And he couldn't answer the question. Do you have a health care plan to replace the Affordable Care Act? His answer was, I have aspects of a plan. We are working on it. We all know this motherfucker lying, man. Do the right thing. If you haven't registered to vote yet, get your ass off that couch and register to vote. Then do your fucking research as far as down ballot. Not just president, vice president, your senators, your congresspeople in the House of Representatives, your state legislature, your local legislature, everything down to the fucking janitor at the community center. Look at all that shit. Research them people. Because all of that matters. And all of that down ballot shit matters just as much as the president and vice president. Excuse me, because they can't get shit done without the people under them supporting them. And if you got a bunch of GOP people in there supporting them and they MAGA people, you're going to always be bumping heads all the time. So do your research. Young boys, do your research, man. Go back and look at the debate. Tell me who looked presidential and tell me who didn't. Who was disrespectful and who wasn't. She walked over to him. She shook his hand. She was a little nervous first 10, 15 minutes. Then when the gloves came off, she was in that motherfucker like Floyd. Do your research, man. This is the most important election of our lifetime, especially of mine. Thank y'all for listening to this episode of Chronic OG's podcast. I'm that boy they call Big Tone. Vice President Kamala Harris for President 2024. I'm out.